ko Mansa Kunda mo karafo leti anun karafo kuliata bake woto nim moy karafa fenna fo sina watini wadi safa o fongo bata mandi kan nyaadile bidung nga minister min so ko nga fala nyama kumata bake atele nata bi banko la kono kol atebe marali wala tanko min be banko kono yaadi yatella anala timo mo be wolong immigration la nyaton ko anim police la nyaton ko anin drug law enforcement la nyaton ko anim fanan anala permanent secretary bijambi minister honorable Abdoulie Sanyang anim banko ngol sikata asa fale abala sector tamandika nyaadile mbokk di len dalal suñ Mansa Kunda bi tay Mansa Kunda bu am solo sax té nak ñoo dalal mo honorable Abdoulie Sanyang mi nga xamne mom mo amé li nga xamne moy karanga biir rew ñepp xam nañ nak karanga biir lu am solo la parce que karanga su amut rew munta dem fen kon tay ñu nga am ko xamne mo Abdoulie Sanyang di ko dalal ci Mansa Kunda bi nak ñepp di len dalal di len nuy bu baaxa baax di wax ne président mo ñu jaglel Mansa Kunda bi ne bu réew am digante askan bi ak nguur gi kon nguur gi war nañu mëna ñëw légui ñëw waxtaan ak askan bi jaakarlo li nga xamne ñu ñoo doxale seeni secteur ngeen laaj leen ko kon tay bu am solo la. Before we proceed and invite the minister to come and give his presentation, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of some important personalities. First, let me acknowledge the presence of senior government officials from permanent secretaries to advisors and deputy permanent secretaries. But also we have the head of the civil service and secretary general in the house, Mr. Aliunjai is here. We also have our bilateral partners, very strong partners. We have the ambassador of Germany is here with us today. Welcome, Your Excellency, for attending this Mansa Kunda. We also have the ambassador of Turkey. My brother, my friend, he's also here today. Thank you for coming. And also a representative from the High Commission, the Nigerian High Commission, is also here to grace the Mansa Kunda occasion today. Welcome, Excellencies, to this Mansa Kunda. Before we move forward, I'd like to call on the Minister himself, Honorable Abdoulie Sanyang, to come and give 15 to 20 minutes of presentation about this sector. After that, we'll give 5 minutes each to each of the agency heads to introduce themselves, tell us their names, their designation, but also their key mandates. After that, now we'll play a short film. I'm not sure whether we have that. Mata, do we have the film? We'll play a short film about the sector. Then we'll now open the floor for Q&A. Thank you, Honorable Minister. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I don't know what to do because my people have strictly warned me to go strictly by the script that we prepared together. And I don't think I can do that in 20 minutes talk. So I will try to manage with that. Good evening, Doctor, and thank you very much for giving us this great opportunity to come and face-to-face with the Gambian people and people living in the Gambia, both homes and abroad. As you rightly said, the Ministry of Interior, or some old country will say it, Ministry of Internal Affairs, is a very key ministry and very, very important, because without peace, security, and tranquility, there will be no development. So once we are not working or we're not effective, development will not take place. On that note, I would like to tell you who we are as an introduction. The Ministry of Interior is responsible for providing policy and strategic direction for public safety and internal security. Our ministry oversees the management of law and order, immigration and border control, including the management and welfare of refugees, issuing national documents, the operation and management of prisons, as well as the prevention, mitigation, and management of fire-related disaster and emergency rescue. Through its oversight function, the ministry ensures effective, sustained law and order. This mechanism guarantees professional accountability and respect for rule of law, human dignity, and fundamental right. The ministry is one of the key players in the criminal justice system. The function of the ministry outlined above are executed through various departments under my ministry. The Gambia Police Force, the Immigration Department, the Gambia Prison Services, the Gambia Fire and Ambulance Services, the Drug Law Enforcement Agency, the Gambia DILIC, the Gambia Commission for Refugees, the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons, the private security guards companies that also part of our ministry. My presentation is divided into two parts. While the first part will provide a detailed account of the current state of affairs in the internal security, the second part gives insight into plans that will transform the internal security architecture of the Gambia. The current state of affairs in the internal security. Crime prevention that is responsible by the police. Crime prevention and management lies at the core of the ministry's mandate. The policy approach of the ministry encourages a multi-sectoral intervention, both within and outside government. The Gambia Police Force and Drug Law Enforcement Agency, DILIC, the Gambia, are given priority financing to cater for their operational needs. While there still exist funding gaps, our law enforcement community is delivering outstanding results. The detection rate of serious crimes such as murder, armed robbery, rape, etc. are greatly improved. The police are also providing security for all banks to protect investment and people's savings. Due to the high demand on public security, the Gambia Police Force recently acquired 14 to 19 fleet pickups to enhance patrol and community presence. DILIC have also intercepted huge quantities of cocaine, hashish in the past year, disrupting an international supply chain. These great performances are indicative of the effectiveness of our crime prevention and detection strategies. Furthermore, it has earned the country great respect in the international law enforcement agency. The government of the Gambia, through my ministry, will continue to pursue the goal of reducing crime to the barest minimum for increased safety and security in our communities. Our response to transnational crime, organized crime, will remain robust by the enactment of laws that will make it harder and riskier for organized criminal groups, particularly those involved in drug trafficking and cyber criminality. Migration management, the Immigration Department. The porosity of our borders coupled with migration trends necessitate the need enhanced border management to strengthen national security. The Gambia geographical location make it strategic for organized criminal groups involved in human trafficking and smuggling to use as a source, transit, and destination for migrants. To enhance border security and migration management, the ministry directed JIT, that is Immigration Department, to develop and implement an operational strategy for intensive patrols. These patrols achieve the interception of 711 will-be migrants since January this year. The various multi-sectoral strategic intervention of government has resulted in the Gambia reducing its arrival to Europe from 9,000 in 2023 to 3,000 in 2024, a 6,000 reduction within a year. This has helped us a lot to negotiate our achievement with our donor partners. The installation of Migration Information Data Analysis System, MIDAS, at various border entry points and integrated immigration controls system, IICS, at the Banjul International Airport has greatly enhanced law enforcement ability to monitor real-time travelers' history in and out of this country. This kind of information is critical to our crime prevention and detection mechanism. On passing of concern, POCs, to the United Nations. Currently, A total number of 4,099 people are granted refugee status in the Gambia. While 504 asylum applications are under review, these people constitute national from 21 countries from over the world. Policy reforms and institution building. The ministry is implementing a comprehensive reform program in line with the government's security sector reform agenda. Key to this effort is the review and redesigning of a strategic and legislative instrument. The following steps have so far been taken. The immigration bill is currently being deliberated at Cabinet for consideration. The internal security policy is ready for submission to Cabinet for consideration. This is the first time we have an internal security policy. The Fire and Rescue Service bill is ready for submission to Cabinet. The police bill and the drug control bill and the prison bill are all at level of Ministry of Justice for review. The private security guard company is also currently being reviewed. The ministry is set for a major restructuring to become more effective, efficient in providing oversight and ensure accountability in the activities of institutions over which it has supervisory mandate. Implementation of the TRRC recommendation. The ministry is working closely with stakeholders in government and development partners to implement recommendations of the TRRC concerning matters that fall under its domain. One of the principal actions taken is the direct implementation of the TRRC recommendation 544, establishing a Peace and Reconciliation Commission, PRC, with a clear mandate to promote peace, reconciliation, healing, and foster social cohesion. Working with UNDP Infrastructure for Peace project, the ministry conducted wide consultation across the country to inform the drafting of the PRC bill. Working on the bill is completed and submitted to Cabinet for consideration. The bill seeks to establish the Peace Commission. It will serve as a legal and institutional framework for establishing a peace and reconciliation mechanism in the Gambia. It is hoped that the PRC will greatly improve our current mechanism for addressing community tension and conflict through the facilitation of dialogue, negotiation, mediation. This will consolidate peace coexistence across communities in the Gambia. Meanwhile, the ministry has already created the peace building unit at my ministry, which is setting the ground for the work of the Peace and Reconciliation Commission. Infrastructure development. The infrastructural improvement are policies intervention consistent with the security sector reform goal geared toward creating a conducive working environment for the security sector employees of law enforcement officers. Infrastructure constitute a fundamental layer of the government commitment to guarantee a suitable environment for meaningful human rights and national development. In partnership with GIZ, I'm glad that the German ambassador is here. The police force, for instance, has commissioned 4 model police stations in the Greater Banjul area, and 5 more are being constructed in Brikama, Farafenye, Soma, Basse, and Makamasire in the URR. The recently inaugurated SO model police station is catalyst to police modernization. The construction of a multi-purpose complex also at Kairaba is at its final state, as well as Kalaji police station and the Mansa PIU quarters. The integrated border management system seeks to establish a multi-law enforcement sectoral approach to border control. Through IOM, People's Republic of Germany has financed the construction of a state-of-the-art complex at Hamdalai, Jiboro, and Ker Ali at Farafenye. This structure will house various formations involved in border management to enhance cooperation, coordination. The 3 border posts will be inaugurated soon, possibly by the President. Flagship project for internal security transformation. These 2 projects are very dear to my heart, and also very important. the prison project. Currently, the Gambia government, through my ministry, is embarking on an ambitious journey to modernize its prison system, aiming to transform it into a beacon of modern correctional center in line with international standards. Central to this transformative vision is a comprehensive proposal that reimages the Gambia prison as a correctional, vocational, development and production center. Continued educational opportunity will be created for juvenile from grade 7 to grade 12, while skill development training will be provided to adult inmates. The center is uniquely designed to accommodate up to 3,000 individuals, divided into wings, women wings, men, adult and juvenile, maximum security and protective security. The proposal addresses the pressing challenge of inadequate infrastructure, chronic overcrowding, and the paucity of effective rehabilitation program. By embracing a right-based approach to prison management and prioritizing social reintegration, the initiative seeks to not only improve security and living conditions within the prison, but also to cultivate vocational skills that promote and significantly reduce reoffending. Detailed plans for infrastructure modernization include human living space and diverse training opportunity alongside the establishment of the income-generating venture, which together lay the groundwork for a correctional system that genuinely benefit both inmates and society at large. This forward-thinking document is a testimony to the Gambia's government's unwavering commitment to human rights, security, and sustainable human development. It sets a new benchmark for correctional facilities that empower individuals and ensure they can smoothly transit into their communities upon release. By doing so, it casts the Gambia as a pioneer of correctional reform, embodying a holistic approach where safety, dignity, and opportunity intertwine seamlessly to foster a brighter future for all involved. The Law Enforcement Academy. It will be interesting to note, this will be the first time any of the institutions under my ministry has a proper training ground. If this thing is achieved, none of us, I think my people can bear me witness, none of us has a perfect training ground. So that's why this also is very dear to our heart. It's the Law Enforcement Academy. The need for a law enforcement academy is anchored on the fact that it is through training that we can achieve our reform objective and the overall crime prevention and detection goal. Given the peculiar importance of doctrine and training in any professional law enforcement establishment, my ministry initiated the establishment of Law Enforcement Academy. These facilities, once actualized, will serve as the incubation ground for law enforcement officers and practitioners. It will set standards and provide training for officers at various levels through offering certificates, diplomas, graduate and postgraduate courses in all law enforcement disciplines. The Academy will also have a Center for Excellence for Peacekeeping training and shall attract candidates from across the region and beyond for law enforcement officers. This project will deliver a state-of-the-art campus equipped with modern classroom, forensic lab, firing range, hostel, e-learning, and recreational facilities, as well as administrative building for all the 5 sectors under my ministry. Digital ID card. The government of the Gambia, through my ministry, plan to transform the national ID card management through the introduction of a digital ID system. This will be a strategic national asset that will drive financial inclusion, improve public service delivery, fostering transparency, and laying the groundwork for a booming digital economy. A Gambia digital ID will be a powerful tool for empowering every citizen and accelerating the nation development in the 21st century. The development of a functional digital ID is paramount to the Gambia. It will represent a fundamental step toward modernizing the nation's governance, boosting its economy, and improving the life of its citizens. The system will provide a legal identity for all, including marginalized communities, refugees, and those in rural areas who may have never had formal document. The government considered this as a fundamental human right and a key to accessing service. Therefore, the Gambia Digital ID will streamline access to public service like healthcare, social security, education, and be integrated with voter registration to create cleaner, more accurate voter rolls, minimizing the risk of electoral fraud and boosting the credibility of democratic processes. Citizens can prove their identity instantly, reducing bureaucratic delays and paperwork. Furthermore, the system will provide law enforcement with reliable tools to verify identities, helping to combat crime and enforce counterterrorism. Centralized e-filing system. The ministry intends to roll out a digital platform to streamline online application processes for ID card and travel document, including passport, ID card, driver's license, resident permit, alien permit, clearance permit, visa application, and naturalization. This initiative aims to enhance user experience, improve operational efficiency, ensure secure data management, and seamlessly integrate with existing offline systems. Once the system is launched, application will apply online, upload document, make payment, and book appointment for interview with the relevant issuing authorities. Automated notification will ensure timely execution, while mobile biometric teams will access location based on application data to optimize operation. This platform will address congestion at document processing centers and improve customer experience. Centralized data management system. The system is intended to deploy a centralized system for the Ministry of Interior to accurately and securely manage information. The system will integrate and streamline the operation of the institution under my ministry. The goal of this system is to provide an efficient, unified platform to manage departmental data, enhance operational efficiency, improve decision-making capabilities, facilitate document sharing access, and maximize revenue collection. May I conclude this presentation with high hope that our shared vision with this country will be actualized on the part of the Ministry of the Interior through implementation of the flagship project I mentioned. I'm confident that our country will continue to record low crime rate to motivate investment and promote tourism. I'm always motivated by the sacrifice and commitment of our officers are making in the Gambia to save Gambia and Gambian people and people who live in this country. I want at this juncture to thank the Honorable Minister of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services, Honorable Dr. Ismaila Cisse, and your capable team for coming up with such a very good initiative. This initiative will promote accountability in governance in public sector. I feel privileged to be here this evening with you. I thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Minister of Interior, for that presentation. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As you observed at the beginning, I was an observer, but I'm here on the podium. Just a few minutes ago, because of an emergency, Honorable Minister is feeling poorly. We pray for his speedy recovery. Honorable Minister, please get well soon. It's because of your commitment, and that is why he did not lie home. But thank you once again. Before we proceed, ladies and gentlemen, may I acknowledge the presence of the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sport, Mr. Bakari Baji. And then also we have before we proceed on the formal introductions and also some few presentations from other sectors from the Ministry of Interior, we have some presentations on the screen that will take us almost around 5 minutes. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
and it's been launched very recently. So you cannot talk about reforms without looking at the working condition of the officers. And one way to improve the working condition is by ensuring that the infrastructure is fit for purpose and is conducive enough for officers to perform. And I think that is what drives that vision, of the minister while he was IGP, and of course a momentum that is sustained by the current IGP as well.
Thank you very much. I think you are on time to stop the video. On behalf of the Honorable Minister of Information, once again, I thank you for that presentation. Honorable Minister, we are still with you. We want this, what you have presented, to be in the local languages. Or you have Genio Sajabaro or any other? Who will try to volunteer on that? Okay, thank you.
Okay, good evening. So, mbe dia mulajang ka kumo minister e mimfo ka anatale na nimande ka kangola bare mba sutiande lal drong bawo wato mang jamfa bage. Minister la kumo kono ay nyine itandi ko atala ministry mimu interior ti wo marata min na wolon ka tanko jube ani luwa la kanto banko kan. Na o jubero nga tambindi nim bundal la bundal mimbu ko police, bundal mimbu ko drug enforcement agency, bundal mimbu ko fire service, ani prison, ani refugee commission, ani immigration department. Bara nga bunda dol fana sotole mimbu ko private security tolle ka ko nyi jube ani fana commission o mi alon ko man sakunda londi mi marata jorandingol la comme kidi mesangol ani kidi jorangol ila maranya ani ila tanya banko ka. So wokan ala diamo aya tala sidla folaleti sidla follow ay min jibe kuol be lari nyaadi le na banko la kono tanko la kuol follow ay min jibe wolon crime abe kantala nyaadi le anim fana naketa mba bondilo nyoto nyaadi le. So woto ay tandi ko police la karola kataba kitaje niya jube sign niya moy ko e mole fajang wala ya moy mole rip jang wala ya moy ko e amroble ke jaw kata wati sudun kono dron ako nyinka kotobo e kalon jumal la ba koma. So on fanalti mi alon ko na police kunda ya kataje bakele andu be faramansering je bakele ako fana ya jube droko la karola Gambia keta bankuleti drug enforcement agency na bunda mi marta droko la gaajele ko ye mutar jamal ke droko la min alon ko siat andum wol aketa nole bawo na mol min ya lon koy be o bundato ya londo sotole i pareta fana ka doko ke banko ye pour kaaje ko mimbe kala crime ti ase talano nyim banko ka nyame ako fana Mansa kunda fana be continuer al kaaje ko i lafta min na pour crime ji nyim banko kam baake wo ngo ko noma andu nyinketa nole bawo Mansa kunda ya kata ka dépense di drug enforcement agency la ka di police la pour la doko e sake no baake ay tano nyaato wokono kuol min keta je police amamme ila motol e kamin tay ka doko kela ila fata ya motol min soto atara fo moto tannin konon to nyon kafute la motol kanne pour e tano e se tarano dawoda molbe sulale andu mol se jeno le fana an police ol nieje dron o batin nala min ya lon ko lafta kuriya kela be bulolo le ila kuriya kold anara fana ko molla dungoni fintol la karola migration management immigration bunda e kata bake woto kaje ko mol mi ya lon ko ka mo kurun kafol e ka fami organized criminal groups min kan na banko yu ta ka mol tambindini jalla wala ka mol cikani janna wala ka mol sambajan ke tambini katanin ko masilo la anin kumanel mimbe tamola karola ko ko fana londi katol min keta je woyatinna ko kabo 2023 min tara fo mo wili kononto wala bota banko kam min dunda tubabu dunin ko masilo so katol la ko kamma 2024 serun sangola wo jita mo wili saba akamta mo wili woro nyong ya jindi bakel so wokeda kuti mi alon ka framansa tale mosa sutenol ni nata na nanel to kadunka finti immigration ne fengo masingol londije min alon ko nimmo kadun dron ibela bul ko ndingol tala yela nyaadalta ya dundije den wo ani airport to fana o masin sifal la bije ñing ya tinnale nimmo e kuriya ka dunda banko kan mba dunna nyon mba finti nyalon nale andon se bulano ako no male katabake ako fana ni nata refugee commission fana la do ko jube momin tara fo mo wili nani anin tankononto nin kononto wolle refugee ya soto Gambia jam yar fam mol ka refugee ya ñine jam fana momin tara fo mo keme lulu anin mo nani wolle la asylum be dunding mi ya lon ko refugee commission ba jube kan sciententing fo be refugee status dealer fo eta dealer ako ni nata ya jube falingol anin ñaato tal mi ya lon ko ferol millandita wola ibe siare ministerial ko bol fana itarani Mansa Kunda la fanna la ka security sector ka dada ku ka londi ay ta silo la miya lonko woni luwa lebita anin banko dingol lafta eta nyamen etama wo nyama wo kono luwa mimbe laring immigration kunto min ya lonko luwa koto ballo o luwa nata jubele adada ku sayen ben tembo min to luwa be laring cabinet le iba jube kan pour ka luwa nyen tambinde ako follow pour Gambia internal security policy soto wolon policy mi alon ko abe mol la kanto jube la banko kono so wo fana adunda cabinet le pour ya jube min kera Gambia fire service fanati itol fana la loi wo fana adunda jele wo fana be pare kanne pour kata cabinet ya jube police la loi drug enforcement na loi and prison na loi wolbe ministry of justice le iba koto bokan pour ka ke luati yo fana natina private security guards company fana loi abe jube kan scientific ministry do ako ministry fango bina falindir bakela ila tamandir nyaato pour kaaje ko mol mimbe koto isela kol koto bo nyamen yaaje ko ila doko e ka kenen silol la andung ayta ko banko dingol lafta la nyamen wokono TRRC la recommendation ol ke tamandi ministry fanal mi ya lon ko ministry of interior nyanda kake lon kan kendol tataje pour kaaje ko woleke and wo kono commission o TRRC ya fo ila recommendation o mimu kemelulu ning tannan nin nani 544 kaje ko commission o lo min se Cairo sabatindino banko kan nyin commission o dum ministry nata wuli inim banko be kachara ye loi nyin safe pour loi min be o commission o londela andu nyin loi saimbe tembo minto aparetale ya samba cabinet le pour cabinet ya ko jube ni wala ya tambi ayna futa national assembly minister aytandi fana ala kumo kono ko infrastructure development wolo lo fengol bungol ana nyongol pour na molla do kudlal ako kata ko keta je bak polisol ini ila partner memu jiazati ye kato keje ye police station lo la jamato banko kan ako amamme bake fang na police station kuto yele amdal esew mi ya lonko ate minister fangol ya yele president o toyal andung police station be lokan banko fanna bela kara police station fana be police station faramansere ngo sotola ate mela bage nina daga juwe immigration la fana la fana kaje ko security be akeda drug to akeda custom to akeda police be se doko keno nyokan IOM nata makoy Japan Mansa Kunda la dapansiro kan pour ka bungol lo minalon ko immigration doko be kala wolto na nanel to mimbu ko jiboro amdalay anin ker ali farafenye ma fangol bir minister bodo anata etandi ko sain ferol mimbe landiri pour kaaje ko banko la kanto akuwe falin nyala mi yalon ko abe faramansala abe banko mol nafa a follow ko mimbe o kenola wolon kan na prison bunda jube andu nyin Mansa Kunda pareda ka prisono dara mi yalon ko sain be bolale ka fodro moy ku ke don ya soron ya tuje bare niya tuje ibe mine kala so mol mi yalon ko ibe prisono kono ibe karandi la mechol la min yalon ko dindingol long ibe ta kan karam moto ilata prisono ta tela karam kuntula is a grade 7 kenoje 8 kenoje 9 kenoje for grade 12 andi be exam wala kala min yalon ko mo kotengol min be banda karam mongol to e kawo exam kilingol ke so nyimbe kala kuti mi yalon ko abenna banko dingol mako la ani mo kotengol min da prisono kono pour e fintino yana society kono andu yeke nafati banko e andu ñim fana bululet mi yalon ko abaya Gambia londi la kuke bage ko hadama dingo la nyanto ay buña andu hadama dingo sula da fengo fenna min keda presidenti ite tarra dulato mi yalon ko abe deterring mo jamale tara nyapiri nyokam prison o kono wo bebe kala kulet mi yalon ko abe bola Gambia banko kan andu wobe Gambia kala nyaton ko leti ka prison maralo ka faramansandi andu ka bulkudo ta mi yalon ko dunia be sa jube e lafika bula Gambia la simfa noma o fannala abota je fana ay tandi ko ako karango anin londo la fannala na security doku la kuma yata bake bawo pure doku keno foye londo soto ako ala ministry lafta ka academy law academy nying ba jelal ko momo mi yalon ko ite lafita ka dung nying luwa kanto bundala ya karango soto ya londo soto andun karambu mi yalon ko abe kela karambu nati ala dunia bebe minna ko fola andun be peacekeeping training fana soto la jel min yalon ko mol min lafta kata Cairo sabatni banku dol kan ke londindi woto folo jandi katano andun mol sabuno nanne fanna bela kana Gambia jang kata nyin karambo do ka karango keje wo kola ako digital identity wo kuma yata bakel Gambia di wo Gambia ding abe suute lale digitally wolo nyinti numero lebe taraje momo be min sotola so hani kayto akayti ma tebulu isela banku di yayi tandinole kaytandi kon telon lamin gasamati telon nyinti andu wobe kala fanal mi yalon ko abe banking fasalale abe investment o fasalale bajal na banko la economy abe tala no nyaato o kan andu hani mol mi yalon ko be santol to min yalon ko man futano ka kayto nyini wol bebe du nayin ko kono ba banku di o banku dim bijang ani momo be siri nyim banko kan ibe kayto sodal mi yalon ko a kayto seniata ay la status ni yitandi banko kan so wo kola minister la kumo kono ay tandi ko e-filing wolon sign ni lafta kayto nyine la akeda driver license wa akeda ID card akeda passport isa sino la bungo kono wala la mobile auto ye kayto nyin kaning ye joro keje ye appointment ota lungo mi bita eta interview la pour la kayto sodo wo ranjambal min ka ke immigration anim police wol be bolale mol be silanole conveniently yela kaytol kaning nyimu bundal mi alon ko ala ministry o fana kumandi andu lafta e ferol landi pour ko tamande ako centralized information management system ayo kumo fana fole wala nyinta ba jalal ko mol min be fanal min be bala ministry koto ibe yetara dending ila kangol anila tamandirnyal e ka kumol fale nyokan ibajala ko bem fasala le nil lafta ka criminal o suute ka tama janka letaro safe kata o be taraje ase keno tariya kono den se abe mako ela bakela na crime kelola nyim banko kan so ala kumo jindidula ay tandi ko ate a kontanta bake kanana jang kanyin diamo itandi andu a kontanta fana pro anim banku dingol ye nyatili nyola e kacha anim fana itandi ko ate aka motivate le bake na ya jube na official police or drug squad ika kato minke andun kutije akoli ata nyaonya ibe sama kono ibe dibo kono ibe tilo kono pour kaje ko nyim banko e kanta o mukule mi alon ko wokata wasabakel so alabandula ay Dr. Ismaila Cisse anala mol ay tentu ay jay ay tandiko e kay yen simfaminta ka Mansa Kunda nati o be kala kuler mi alon ko abe lanna ya tilingo aba lafala le Mansa Kunda la tamandiroto ako a jelo ko aketa e kontane ku bati pour ay na jambi anin Gambia no le kacha ala baraka.
Thank you very much, DPS Gassama, for the translation. So those here and those outside will understand what the Honorable Minister of Interior have said. Before we proceed again, I acknowledge the presence of the Honorable Minister of Energy, Petroleum and Mines in our midst. Honorable Ministers present, we still have some pending members of the high table that need to introduce themselves and then tell us what they do in their departments. We start from the DG Drug Enforcement, Mr. Cisse. You can introduce yourself. The mic, there is a mic just beside you. I am learning this thing for the first time, very regimented. very regimented. We start from the IGP. IG, you are welcome. Thank you. Remember that the Honorable Minister has really managed our time. And Honorable Minister has been very strict with the time. Thank you.
I had wanted to do the translation of the Honorable Minister in the Wolof language, because coming to the Wahela, you should be all of language. So, no, it's okay. I think you just allow me to flow. Honorable SG. But let me just do my presentation. I think it's fine. No, I can't. That was what I thought. But then it's now time for my presentation. With this one. All right, sir. The Honorable Minister for Interior, Secretary General, and Head of the Civil Service, Honorable Ministers here present, Permanent Secretaries, notably Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Interior, my own ministry, Service Heads here present, Director General, Gambia Immigration Department, Director General, Drug Law Enforcement, Senior Security Officers present here, Senior Government Officials, members of the Fourth Estate. My names are Sidi Mokhtar Toure. I am the current Inspector General of Police. Since I have been given only 5 minutes, I will try to shorten the presentation by not bothering you with the mission, vision of the Gambia Police Force and go straight to the presentation. But I think it's important also for the audience to know what are the core mandates of Gambia Police Force. One, it is protection of life and property, maintenance of law and order, detection and prevention of crime, apprehension and prosecution of offenders, and enforcement of all laws with which they are charged. Moving on, the engagement of the force so that there is that synergy between police and members of the general public, radio talk shows, TV appearances, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, of course, the police radio, community policing caravans, and community outreach programs across the length and breadth of the country. Notable achievements since 2017, development of institutional policies, administrative and legal framework, development and implementation of key policies such as the Honorable Minister mentioned the level the police bill is. But of course, we also have the Gambia Police Force Strategic Plan 2024 to 2028. This goes in tandem with the policing doctrine. They have the same life cycle. Gender mainstreaming policy, sexual harassment and abuse policy, arrest and detention manual, guidelines on policing and public assemblies, selection and recruitment policy, promotion and transfer policy, fleet and assets management policies. Not to repeat what was already mentioned by the Honorable Minister, infrastructural development and improvement. You know, when the DPS Technical Interior requested for my presentation, these were my fears. Most of the things that I need to say, my minister will speak before me, and he will mention it. And if I say it, then it becomes a repetition. But I already have it in my presentation, so I allow you, crave your understanding, allow me to just flow with it. 4 model police stations commissioned, and here he thanked the German ambassador, and I equally want to recognize that protocol by saying a very big thank you to Ambassador Clyde Bosset for the continuous support that GIZ are rendering to Gambia Police Force. A couple of weeks ago, we traveled with the Ambassador, Your Excellency, to Farafenye to inaugurate these 5 model police stations. And they are to be built at Birkama in the West Coast region, Farafenye NBR, Jarasoma, LRR, Basse, and Makamasire in the upper river regions. Happy to say that construction has already commenced, with the exception of the last lot, which is the Makamasire project, where the procurement processes and the bidding is at a high level. Hopefully very soon, it will be awarded to the winning contractor. The Honorable Minister equally mentioned the SS Model Police Station, which was supported by GPF and UNDP. And that was a project, that was initiated by himself, as earlier mentioned, as technical. So we took over from where he stopped, and that's why in my speech during the inauguration ceremony, I thank him and further told him that I am much more luckier person since I was the one inaugurating the station. There are plans also to complete the Kairaba multipurpose building. There is an ongoing project also at Kalaji, Mansa Police Station, and this, according to the project, it's 85% complete. I was just having a whisper talk with him, and hopefully before the end of the year, the turnaround, we should be able, to inaugurate the Kairaba station before 31st December this year. The German Police Support Group, GPST, equally supported us in the refurbishment of the police training school at Banjulende, and this was the location where we successfully trained a batch of 1,336 officers that recently graduated. Uniforms were equally supplied to police officers, equipments, and office tools. And also, we rehabilitated major police stations in 4 regions. Investigation gadgets for the CRO and the statistics unit, forensics, and handwriting. These were also procured. Now, Gambia Police Force can do DNA tests here. We can also conduct, handwriting. We can also conduct verification of fraudulent documents. These are all equipments, in the possession of GPS. Again, on mobility enhancement, Minister mentioned the pickups that were recently bought, and they were distributed, in the length and breadth of the country. 111 police stations and posts. We know there are competing priorities for government. They cannot do all. But what we end up doing, we have what we call, in our categorization, Class A, Class B, and Class C stations. And also, it is important to know that you map out, the strategic nature of a given area on the number of crimes, that have been committed there. This was what informed the distribution of those vehicles to the length and breadth of the country. Work environment and service delivery to encourage efficiency is also ongoing. Training and capacity building initiative. And this is in furtherance to the ongoing security sector reform, because as we all know, the main 3 components of SSR has to do, 1, with capacity building, 2, infrastructural development, and 3, equipping of those infrastructure that were built. This is an area of concern to Gambia Police Force, and we have achieved a lot in this area as well. Now, after recruiting the batch, there are no more recruits. They are now effectively police officers. What we end up doing is to distribute them within the 3 regions of BJL, KM, and WCR, so that they will be assisting us, on our patrols, heightened patrols in these areas. Then after 1 month, we will come up with a main deployment plan so that they can be deployed all the stations in the country. That will also go a long way to mitigate, the manpower challenges that we encountered when we went out, on a nationwide tour. Training was also conducted on arrest, detention, and incident management, environmental protection, crowd control, trafficking, project management, advanced investigation, crisis, and incident response. Performance management system, PMS, deployment planning, women leadership, coaching, gender awareness, SGBV, and to end or completely eradicate female genital. Human rights training, internal investigations, torture prevention, child rights, hate speech. And then for crime prevention, I earlier mentioned about the forensic lab. Now we have the capacity, we have the wherewithal to be able to conduct our own forensic, investigations, community policing, WAPIS database, that is linked to the West African Police information system. The Honorable Minister equally mentioned about the the police bill, GIZ consultancy support, which aligns with democratic policing and human rights. We equally have our canine dogs that are supporting the highway patrols, and of recent, with the constant theft that we are experiencing at the Jambur solar plant, plans are in the offing to deploy the canine units there to support the security operatives in their work. There is also increase in community visibility and patrols, and we equally have plans to revitalize the river patrol unit. Now, not to take too much of my time, or your time rather, the future plans. Continue constructing police stations, procure command and patrol vehicles, enhance road safety, install CCTV cameras in all the public highways, train police officers in ballistic, crime analysis, and handwriting. Your kind attention is appreciated. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, GP, for that presentation. One thing I know about the security, you are very regimented. When you say 5 minutes, it's 5 minutes, you don't change. I'm sure we will go by that. Now we invite the DG Immigration. Thank you. You're going to have a lot of questions today.
Honorable Minister of Interior, other ministers present, permanent secretaries, service chiefs, senior security officers, government officials, members of the international community and partners, media personnel, all other protocols duly observed. My names are Ibrahim Ambu, and I'm the Director General of Immigration Department. I will give you a brief account of our mandate, and I will follow with achievements and our future plans. I also have been told perhaps I'll be putting it in the Wolof language also. So, sir, I think you'll be allowing me with extra time. So the Gambia Immigration Department reports to the Ministry of Interior, and our mandate includes the implementation of the 1997 Constitution and laws of the Gambia, among other things, to enforce the Nationality and Citizenship Act of 1965, Immigration Act of 1965, Registration of Aliens Act of 1977, and the Refugee Act of 2008. Immigration has been engaging the public, and this is in line with our communication and community engagement strategy of the department. We've established and strengthened the community engagement unit to keep the population informed about GID's activities and mandate. In that regard, it has designated focal points across all regions to engage community leaders and other stakeholders on GID's mandate, achievement, and related functions. Over 75 public engagement activities have been conducted on TV and radio stations from January to date. Additionally, the command have also reached out to radio and TV stations to hold talks, radio talk shows on Police Show and Star FM, respectively, once a week on matters that have to do with GID. We have also been on GRTS, QTV, and that is just to mention a few. Now, we have achievements on the side of legal and regulatory framework, but these are some of the things mentioned by our Honorable Minister on the side of the bill, but I will skip that. It also follows the development of policies and enhanced command and control to tie the functional responsibilities, offices, policy directives. Some of these policies are the visa policy that was just revised and communicated or disseminated by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Gender and sexual harassment policy, recruitment and promotion policy, and etc. Now, in ensuring secure identification and documentation of Gambians, we have expanded the passport processing and ID card. Not only that, but we should be reminded that we are also in other embassies providing consular services on immigration-related matters. GID has expanded passport issuing centers to 4 administrative regions, namely Mansa, Janjambure, Kerewan, and Basse to ease access. We've also decentralized the ID card processing centers. We have 14 across the regions and have 7 mobile teams that have been dispatched in various locations to ensure that hard-reached communities are provided with the opportunity to access immigration services. The expansion of the passport processing centers, the increasing demand in the acquisition of passports and the delivery of its services had necessitated that need. Now, on border security and migration management, I will skip that because my Honorable Minister has touched on that, on the MIDAS expansion. And we are also working with the Ministry of Tourism to see that some other porous borders are also manned with MIDAS. On the outcome of the migrants, that would-be migrants intercepted, the account was also given, so I'll skip that. Now, the introduction and implementation of secure report system. In February 2019, GID, in collaboration with Secure Report, started the implementation of the integrated immigration control system at the Banjul International Airport. The system detects fraudulent documents, imposters, validity of visas, and provides statistical returns on arrival and departure of passengers. The system is also synchronized with Interpol database where it monitors local and international watch lists in detecting wanted criminals. And I think we should agree with the Honorable Minister that the Gambia is safer and much safer today. In one of our goals, goal number 4, we have support local law enforcement efforts and partnership. And I should appreciate the IOM, DCAF, Netherlands, Italy, Swiss, the Kingdom of Spain, for they have been very good partners to us. Now, in combating fraud and its related offenses, the GID prosecution unit, and we should thank the police because they train these officers for us, has successfully prosecuted more than 30 accused persons who are convicted for committing various immigration offenses, ranging from acting as an intermediary for the purpose of smuggling, alteration of immigration documents, entering the Gambia without pass or permit, impersonating a public officer, and etc. A document security lab has been established and equipped to detect fraud on fraudulent documents at the GIDTS. GID will strengthen enforcement of its laws and deterrence measures through continuous intra- and intra-service collaboration, patrols, and citizens' engagement. Now, on the provision of consular services for the protection of Gambians abroad, we have expanded representation to the Kingdom of Morocco and Nigeria in 2024 to provide services to Gambians within those jurisdictions. A historic expansion of the biometric passport abroad was also registered, and a decentralization is aiming to other countries that will be requested. Now, on infrastructure development, the changing trajectory of the department to a more vibrant, responsive, and service-oriented institution, coupled with the growing demand for immigration services, paved the way for massive and laudable infrastructural transformation. The current efforts of the department in improving its infrastructural development are commendable. And here we are looking at occupational health and safety, also with regards to human rights and gender roles. GID have in recent times, through support from stakeholders, invested in the construction and renovation of various immigration post stations to house its personnel. and assets for improved performance as contained in Goal 8 of our strategic plan. A state-of-the-art project at Abdoulie, Jibro, and Kelari, Farafene, to support the implementation of the integrated border management system. This will further improve border management by using integrated border management techniques to enhance cooperation and coordination among border agencies and communities at local and international level. We've also renovated 11 stations and built 15 stations, thanks to some of our goodwill partners. On performance management, training on human capacity, immigration in the last 8 years has produced lawyers, economists, investigators to boost capacity and enhance performance. Series of trainings have also been attained on human rights, gender, document security, border management, and surveillance. The nature, structure, and operational efficiency of GID Training School has been upgraded to conduct refresher training programs for officers in badges on legal framework and other governing instruments. Thanks to the Commission, ADG admin for that. Yes, very soon.
You conclude.
Yes.
Thank you.
So on revenue performance, DID has been the center stage of government's domestic revenue mobilization, while committed to the implementation of the statutory mandate. Having seen the year 2024, a success with a great revenue amounting to 420 million was collected. And however, statistical returns of the first quarter of 2025 shows that 160,852,000 was collected. And on our future plans, we intend to deploy more liaison officers in the embassies abroad, also to decentralize our centers to provide documents to Gambians abroad. Expansion of MIDAS, introduction of online visa processing to synchronize our servers to a central database system, and then to validate our SP for 2025-2029. I think this is all we have for you, except if you allow for the thank you. Okay.
Thank you, DG Immigration. Oh, you want to jam into my time also? which immigrant? Prison. Okay. 3 minutes, huh?
3 minutes.
3 minutes, yes. In summary.
Honorable Minister of Interior and other ministers here present, permanent secretaries, members of diplomatic and consular corps, security service chiefs, and senior officers of various services, distinguished guests, the media, good evening. My name is Modou Jaju. I am Deputy Director General of the Gambia Prison Service, and I'm here on behalf of my Director General, who is on annual leave. It is a profound honor to address you this evening on behalf of the Gambia Prison Service. As we gather in this ministerial town hall, we reflect not only on our journey, but on the transformation of our institution since the dawn of the new political dispensation. Established under Section 182 of the 1997 Constitution, in which the Gambia Prison Service still depends on the 1953 Prisons Act. The Gambia Prison is mandated to keep in custody offenders of the law in safe, secure, and humanly manner. This also includes upholding the principles of reformation, reintegration, and rehabilitation, pillars that guide our commitment to human correctional practices and national development. Over the past few years, GPS has made significant strides in modernizing its operations strengthening its workforce, and improving the welfare of both staff and inmates. Allow me, at this juncture, Honorable Minister, colleagues, distinguished guests, to share with you some of our key achievements and strategic initiatives made. First, professional training and international cooperation. In pursuit of excellence, GPS has prioritized professional development through international partnership. In collaboration with Nigeria Correctional Service, we had trained 3 batches of cadet assistant superintendents of prisons and 2 deputy superintendents of prisons in Kaduna and Owerri. A total of 17 officers has completed training, and 10 of them are currently enrolled at the Correctional Service in Nigeria. These programs have exposed our officers to modern correctional initiatives and achievements and administration best practices, which they have actively shared across prison stations upon their return.
1 minute. Sorry, you want to open the floor?
Yes. Institutional reforms and new units established. All right. After having been most of the issues that we are about to mention about the prisons, the plans that we are the way forward that we are planned for the prisons, the minister have elaborated most of them. So, based on the time management, I want to end here and give the floor to others also to contribute.
Thank you once again. Thank you for the time management. Honorable Minister, we now invite the DG from Dilik. 2 minutes.
I've been given 2, maybe I'll ask for 3. Honorable Minister of Interior, good evening, sir. Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service, Honorable Ministers here present, IGP and other service chiefs, PS Interior, senior security personnel from here present, and members of our distinguished members of the gallery. My name is Demba Sise. I am the Director General of the Drug Law Enforcement Agency. I have 2 minutes to do this, but I'll ask for 3. DLEAG, as we call it now, Drug Law Enforcement Agency, which used to be NDEA, National Drug Enforcement Agency, is the sole institution responsible for the use, possession, and control of illicit and prohibited drugs in this country. The agency came into being just 20 years ago in 2005. So we are a brainchild of the Gambia Police Force. And it's not surprising that we work very closely with the Gambia Police Force. One of the things we do as an agency here in this country is to look at issues of drugs in this country in 3 prongs: supply suppression, demand reduction, and cooperation within other services in this country and the international community to curtail international organized crime related to drugs. For want of time, I wouldn't delve into some of our seizure statistics. The minister mentioned we have had landmark seizures of drugs in this country since our formation from 20 years ago. Key one beginning with the Bonto case in 2010. After that, subsequent large seizures of drugs have happened in this country, thanks to the gallantry of our men and women at DLEAG. Then we also have, contrary to what most members of the public think, we also work a lot on what we call drug demand reduction, in which we work on public education and sensitization on the dangers posed by drugs. And that is a key area, that's a key trajectory this agency has been taking, particularly in the last 2-3 years, because we do believe that education, sensitization, and public engagement is sort of a panacea to some of the struggles that we have with regards to drugs. if you look at the overview of drugs in this country, is no hiding. There are drugs all over the sub-region. But that's why law enforcement is also here. We are doing very well to curtail it because we know the nexus between drugs and other crimes. Common drugs here, we all know cannabis is in our West Coast region and southern Senegal. Then we also, unfortunately, not only the Gambia, the West Africa region seems to fall on a transatlantic route of hard drugs destined for Western markets. And we address that as well. And we also make sure that we do this with not only the services here, with members of the community. And some of the things we do go a long way in trying to involve our communities. I just came back from a tour, and what I saw is that members of the community, the community infrastructure from the governor's level to the chieftaincies, to women CAFOs, youth groups, DLIC is working with them in our area of drug demand reduction. Some of the key developments that we have had in the past few years, past 7 years, include developing working tools for the agency. We have the internal audit charter, we developed 2021, the staff service rule, staff code of conduct, risk management policy, the training policy. These are all working tools we've been able to develop. And some of them, the ones that have ended, one more minute, the ones that need review, we are reviewing them, like the Drug Control Act, which is very key to what we do. We've just reviewed it, and Honorable Minister mentioned it. One key thing that we have reviewed and suggested for amendment is the introduction of an arm wing for the league, because it has been flagged nearly anywhere we go, and also, that is also in tandem with drug law enforcement in the sub-region and in the world again. We hope our Honorable Minister is working hard on that. We hope that will be something that will be included in the amendment. Finally, we do have few challenges that our ministry is dealing with and is doing effectively to address them. One key challenge has to do with the community. Our officers are under constant attack in this country, and we are working towards this. Education and sensitization will help us to address that, because society cannot have it both ways. You cannot come and enforce drug law here, and when we come, our people, our staff sustain long-term hospitalization because of the attacks they undergo in our communities. The advocacy division is working that with members of our community. Hopefully that will be addressed. That is also captured in the amendment bill that we have provided to our Honorable Minister. For want of time, thank you very much. I'll be ready to hear your questions. 3 minutes.
Thank you, DG Delik, for that summary. I don't want to be accused of keeping much time, but we will be inviting the floor now for questions and answers. We start from here, 4 from here, 4 from there. Anyone from here you want to ask questions, please? Yeah. Sometimes the answers can be, sorry, be careful. Sorry, please.
One, two, 1, 2.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yes.
Hello, testing 1, 2.
No, it's not coming though.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Mic check, mic check. It's on now.
All right, I would like to ask my question in Mandinka. My question goes to the Immigration Department. First of all, I would like to acknowledge the effort of JID to ensure that the ID card use will continue even though seamless leave. All right. Nanyi karo min de wala inti. Ni ajibi sen ID card. Ni multara ID card ni nola. Muga aga taymo ta jeni ID card ba fintela. Jama babi je e karisito di mola. E karisito min di mola kata la fo karifula. eka muruji ya foko ila ID card system o a block tale system o kete na accelerated foto ko bi bambalo e mol fa e wa foto ko bi ba murunda e ba murula je ko leke e ka ko ID card ni am ka muru nan ko rek the same thing goes to police fanan ni ajbe lansino jama driver jama bi lansin risito e bolo jus kan santé kadu ne lansino dundi am ka fintino sa malam police ni ID JID ba simfanya jumal ta kan kaje ko gambe no na ID card ni nka so ni short time frame inshallah.
Any order?
Can we allow him to answer the question before we forget?
We want to have several questions before we proceed.
Good evening. My name is Fatou Mbouch from the University of the Gambia, and my question is directed to the Immigration Department. That is, I don't know for what reason why there is a huge increment in the prices of passport issuance, and at this passport. And before getting that passport, it took me a lot of hassle to also get that. And for the fact that now it has increased from $3,000 to over $5,000, it's going to be an even more problem for people that are underprivileged to get this passport. So I'm saying, what is the Immigration Department doing this to support the people that are from underprivileged backgrounds, because the passport is needed by every citizen of this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any order?
Yeah, over here.
Thank you very much. My name is Ansel Singate. My question is going to the Director General of Immigration and the Inspector General of Police and the Ministry of Interior. So it's about the passport and the driving license. Other countries like our neighbors in Senegal, I'm going to speak my language, Mandinka. Sadel Mimboka Senegal, Najala right now, my passport is 10 years, and Tola passport is 5 years. So is it any possibility na passport or driving license at 10 years, even though you guys are going to adjust the price or the cost? This is my question. Thank you very much.
Can you answer?
Just one more.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Aissatou Bella Diallo from the University of the Gambia, representing the Law Students Association. I am surprised that I haven't seen anybody from the Gambia Fire and Rescue Services in the panel.
Yeah, fine.
And I wanted to ask a question. What is being done to strengthen the Gambia Fire and Rescue Services in the country to be able to respond to emergencies effectively and more quickly? As someone from Bara, I can tell you all that the Gambia Fire and Rescue Services station in Bara is not up to standard. You cannot even tell somebody from outside that this is the fire station of Bara. It is not good in terms of infrastructure, and I am surprised I haven't seen the DG or the representative of the Gambia Fire Rescue Services to answer my question. Thank you.
They will answer your question. They are just in front of you there. Just that we did not have space on,
Okay,
at the podium.
Thank you for letting me know they're here. So I would want that be answered. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, please. Thank you.
Good evening to everyone. My name is Balandin Jata, a final year student, Diplomacy and International Relations, Civil Service University. My question goes to the Honorable Minister. What is your priority for your top priority for improving national security?
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. And
Can we go?
yes, the floor is still with you now. Thank you.
Hello? Okay, thank you very much. Let me just start with the last questions. I don't know whether you listened to my deliberation. Everything I said is centered toward improving national security. I don't know whether you want me to say more than that. Whatever I said, how we intend improving national security by having a multi-sectoral approach, like the drug squad, the immigration department, the police, they are all working hand in glove. And then in fact, one of the main issues that in the Gambia we're having, I don't think we don't even have a problem that much in terms of security in the Gambia. Because what we saw in the Facebook, in the social media, is not actually what obtained in the country. Because if you look at the Gambia, in terms of crime rate, you cannot compare us with any African countries. We have the lowest crime rate. Like if I take burglary or house breaking, robbery, in 1 week, we only register 21. That means 7 every week nationwide, every day nationwide. So our crime rate is at the minimal. And that's why I emphasize also on the police academy. Our officers are doing their best. But sometimes, I came from the security sector. I came from them. I understand them. I know how they do their work. Because Gambia, there is no proper training institutions. That's why we are emphasizing having this law enforcement academy that will be cross-cutting for all the agencies. So as far as we are concerned, I think we have a very stable country. And then peace and security, and then crime is at its minimum that is still manageable. Because we forgot to mention that in 3 years, when I was IGP in 2021, I became the best Inspector General of Police in West and Central Africa. And the Gambia Police Force was also the best police force in 2021. Anti-crime was also the best crime fighting unit in 2021. Last year, I became the best Inspector General of Police 2023-2024 in West and Central Africa, and the Gambia Police Force became the best police force in Central and West Africa. So if we are having all those recognition internationally, I don't know everything, there is a need to improve, and we are doing that. And we are making sure that the Gambia remain peaceful and stable. I just want to answer one of the questions that was raised by the girl from the, no, not Bara, UTG, because one of the questions he raised is a policy matter, not operational. I will leave the operational to the immigration. But passport, you are talking of, we have 2 sets of passport that we are issuing, the mass readable and the biometric. The biometric was 3,000. You know that according to the contract, the arrangement, because we contracted, is a PPP project, we should have increased the price since 2023. Some of these things you are raising, that's what we are trying to look. Government was losing money. But now that it's 2025, we must increase. So if you look at the passport, 5,000, we have the cheapest in this continent. And also our biometric passport is rated the best, among the best 7 in the whole Africa. Maybe Gambians, we don't know what we have. But if you travel outside the Gambia, you will realize that you will come to appreciate what we are giving you and the security also that are in this country. So please, I will encourage people to understand the situation. Yes, you may not have the 5,000. Even if you come to me, I'll be able to give you the 5,000 to do your passport. Before the Director of Immigration also, there is no issue of ID card or driving license. Currently, we have 0 in the row as far as printing is concerned. Even yesterday, because people used to call me to say, Minister, there is no ID card. These people are not printing. They send me pictures. We have printed all the ID cards that are in the queue. They are there. Governments are not to use of getting, they pay, they will never, because they have a receipt. They use the receipt. Even if you go up to today, if you go to the Gambia Police Force, the IGP is here, we have driver licenses that were printed almost 3-4 years. They are still there. You see, uncollected, he just showed me. All these ID cards and driving licenses are printed and they are there, uncollected. And I give you instruction to the DG last week so they can get a press release. That's why we want to go online, whereby when your ID card is ready or your document is ready, you'll be texted to say, come and pick it. Thank you.
Wow. Wai iya kumo nyinen kane maninka kango la laftam faranga foye ni maninka kango. Ila kumo nyinyata bake menkete ID card la kodi. Bari hello min surata no say masingol nata Mansa Kunda kodo di cards nata mini bebeji. Minister kamin fata nga konti 10,000 cards wala be larin kane fing. Minimum collect. Bring a brief ayala DPS bula watata ji wala mni record because mose kumo foy nyawnya bari financier la jubero ke fay so malo non ko watata but biri yatara mpara QTV call alu sise pour ngata ya video ya tandi mo la ko katsul bijele bari dol nen risto be bulu mbe sama la kono malo munati na wo katsul bije hani bi bari tol nintara nung portal le soto coming na pareta ay click ila mobile auto wolbe mu nyato silati wolbe se keno bar niatara ko fana ay batandino ndol se min fono momo abe bolo ila resito yena immigration isana na PRO ya wala nga kalamuta nse loyne mari la kola birite o fo mo ko tembantala abaraka.
Yeah.
Okay, 10 years.
Okay.
10 years, regarding the
for the
5 and 10 years. Thank you.
Yes, 5 and 10 years. Okay. For the question raised on the lifespan of a passport, 5 to 10 years. For the UTG student, this is a very good question. It's a policy matter, and I would also want to take it in as an observation, because it's the first time we had somebody raising this to us in such a gathering. We will like to take inputs such as this question, and we will admit to work on it with our ministry. Thank you very much.
Thank you. There was something on fire service. Bara?
No, immigration, 10 years, you said?
That's answer. It's fire service.
5 years.
The 10 year, he just responded to that. Yeah, he answered yes. Yes. Driving license.
What was the question?
Fire service in Bara.
Thank you very much. Hello. Okay, thank you very much. But I think the answers provided by the Honorable Minister and DG Immigration as relates to the delay on the production of this document. I have a feeling that I don't need to say anything because the question has already been taken care of, unless if you have an additional one. Thank you.
They are here.
Somebody asked about the Bara fire service.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Or fire service. Let me answer that question, because I think it's also policy.
Yeah. Really, we're in the hands of the Honorable Minister.
Yes, sir.
You want to answer it? Okay, thank you very much. The lady from Bara, right? You know, if you look at that's why we're doing it over the country. And then we have separated them, categorized them into class A, class B, class C. And then now, currently we are building class A's. And then we have realized also, in the Gambia, every corner there is a police station. If you look at 1 mile radius, you have almost 5-6 stations. You don't have those kind of things anywhere in the world. Like, for example, in Serakunda, you have a police station in Serakunda, you have a police station in Bakote, you have in Marsengelo, behind you have the Latrikundas, the Westfield. Behind the Marsa, you have almost 10 police stations and posts. So logistics become a problem. Personnel also becomes a problem. If all those ones were concentrated at Serakunda, you will have more personnel in Serakunda, more than 200 personnel in Serakunda. In every shift, you will have at least more than 60 personnel. You have 32 vehicles, they can do the patrols. But every community wants a police station at your ward. That's one of the problems. And then we are not building police stations. No, now we are working with partners to make sure we try to improve our infrastructure. Fire service is one of our institutions that, in fact, they are here. My whole concentration now is with the fire service. We are trying to improve their status. We are working on the fire tenders. I think this year only we got about 6, and we are expecting another 2 or 3 in October. And we are also, government is planning to buy another 4 fire tenders, brand new one also before the end of the year. We are also trying to look how best we can also work on their infrastructure like we are doing with the police. We are talking to partners, and most of the time, partners don't want to invest on infrastructure. That's always the case. Like the way I was able to even get the UN to start the new model police station, because people will complain. You go to police station, the cells are not good, and people complain. And I said, look, this is what we have. So we can only put our detainees in what we have. So if you want us to put them in a better place, you need to build us model police stations that are fit for purpose. Now, thank God, we have solved the problem with the police, and we are also working with the other security sector. And one important thing also we forgot to mention for the DILIC. This is the first time we are building a rehab center for drug users, because we don't just want to punish them, because we have realized that punishing is not an issue, it's not the issue. So how do we give them a rehab opportunity? So I think by the mid of next year, we'll finish with the rehab center. That's not a detention center. If you are a drug addict, that's where we take you to see how we can rehabilitate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Minister. This floor is still open.
Yes, I just...
The floor is still open for questions.
Thank you.
I also forgot, there's something we are building in Bar. And then
Mike, Honorable Minister. Thank you.
Hello?
It's not working.
In fact, Bara, he will expand on it. We are building a fire station at the sea rescue station in Bara. It will be one of the best, the first time in Africa. I think the construction will start very soon.
Thank you. Good evening. I am Kemes Ansane, commonly known as Kex for Foroya newspaper, court reporter on Kex News. My question will be direct to the Minister of Interior and regarding about the lancing. If you look at the Prison Act, there is a provision that's provided for lancings to be issued to people that are detained in mile 2 based on their behavior in the prison. We have received several complaints from the prisoners that they are due for lancing, but this has not been issued by your ministry or you as a minister, and you are the one who should sign these lancings for them to be granted to leave the prison and go back to the society. What is delaying the minister? And also in terms of the congestion in mile 2, we receive complaint from prisoners that 72 or 80 people are sharing one cell, to the extent that some are even sleeping near to the toilet. What is your ministry doing to decongest the prison cells?
Good evening. Me Mobe Kondonente Tomu Musa Turenti from University of the Gambia. Na question is directed to the Director General of. So, lafta mingi
Sorry.
The issue of economy less pass because more bijele meli alon ko ikata like they travel up country ngamol sodol meli alon ko ikaboje ikata regularly so dol biye ibuka national ID card sol or national document sol so ni bitaga along the way immigration official kilondi after ki nginin kayla ID card on so ni ma ID card bondi ka foy ko nyanda ka less pass star so less pass ni lafta ka long fodum ni bo tala inanda ka joro ke bang andu ni be joro fanan kala jollam andu na tarnum fanan joro manya nakake yo mbafola director general ko namol bijele mel yalon ko ni bitaka e ka joro kele e ka foy ko l'espace ni inanda ka jole so in a nutshell I would like the director general to shed some light on this issue of less pass. Thank you. Yes.
Okay, good evening. My name is Ansumano Koli, a student from the University of the Gambia. And my question is regard to the digital identification. You made mention of the digital identification to align with the digital world as far as identification is concerned. So my question is, what mechanisms are in place and the time frame will this unique state-of-the-art digital transformation going to start? Thank you. That is my question.
Honorable Minister and team.
Oh, thank you very much. I think I will first answer the question that was asked by Kex, right? Kex, you call lancing. That's the prerogative of the minister. It's just a privilege. It's not a right. As is law, the minister, if he so wishes, will grant, and if he so wishes, he will not grant. So it's not a right for anybody. We are just doing it to decongest the prison, and sometimes some people will come mistakenly. They will offend the law. So we'll try to sympathize, and then if they are of good behavior, we give them the license. But it's not a right. So the complaint, anybody who's complaining about this license, he doesn't have a ground to complain because it's not a right. And in fact, every license that comes to me, I approve. So if people are complaining, and then I just don't approve license like that, I need to know and they need to convince me why I am giving them license. These are people who committed crime. So now we have even implemented some checks and balances to see, okay, why are you sending us names for the license? Who are those individuals? So you have to go now through a very rigorous process before I sign those licenses. It is not as business as usual. People offended or committed crime, they need to be punished. And if we need to let them go, we will do so. What was the next question? Conjunction. Yeah, that's a fact, and we are trying to work in. That's why we are even coming now with the new correctional center. Inshallah, if everything goes as planned, we will do the foundation stone maybe in the next 2-3 months. I think we are doing the correctional center at Birkama Nyamikala, Kembuje. Government has already allocated the land for us, so next week I think we'll be there with the construction company, and then we'll start constructing it. All right, because we are moving from the prison system now to a correctional system. And ours is completely different with what is existing in the rest of the world, because ours has a production site that will not only benefit the prisoners or the inmates, but also youth for employment. Because we have seen the gaps, we have done the studies for almost 3 years. Now we are ready to get this thing done. Thank you. The prison officer want to add.
No, I don't need a mic.
Television, you need a mic. You need a mic,
Good evening, Honorable Minister, or the ministers present here. I am glad Manding kolko safu no buka fangu. When I left to do question answer. There is no law but national. When I say national Gambia, regional. When I say regional Senegal, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, Nigeria. When I say international, but America, China, Russia, that's London. Who said lancing is a privilege, as he said, it's not a right. And how do prisoners get eligibility for lancings? It's based on what we call, adjustment history. When I say adjustment history, their behavioral pattern, be it within themselves, within prisoners themselves, be it towards fellow officers. Then we recommend, based on that behavior pattern, to the minister to be given. In America, we call it parole and probation. It is Gambia, we call it lancing, but America, we call it parole and probation. They, in fact, the Minister of Justice, the Minister Interior, is doing them a good favor. What he's supposed to do, not only to lancing go free, they need to be monitored. They need to be reporting on a weekly at the police station. Any small thing they do, not in compliance on the violation of the lancing, they need to come back. So, journalist Kex, that is the answer. That's an international standard. The Minister of Interior is doing them a favor. If he wish, he will not even sign it. There is no law that says he should sign them. God bless.
Thank you very much for that explanation from the prison service. Honorable Minister and team, we give you 5 minutes if you have anything to summarize before we close.
There is a pending question. Honorable Minister.
One more question, huh? Laissez-passe.
Yes, gentlemen, thank you very much for your question. But I'm so happy that you've asked this question. Laissez-passe is a French term. Visitor's pass. No Gambian requires a visitor's pass within the territory of the Gambia. But I'm telling you, it may not be the case when you leave the source of the Gambia. I just want to reiterate, there is no payment on laissez-passer. But a Gambian national need not to pay for any laissez-passer on movement. I advise you to go with your ID card if you are an adult, or a supporting document that identifies you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You still insisting on your question?
Okay, when? You are right. Yes, we are currently working very, very serious with it. We are working with the partners. We are negotiating for the contract. Maybe before the end of the year, we will be signing the contract. I think next week we are having the contract negotiation, which I am leading.
Honorable Minister, you have something to add on. Thank you.
When I was coming, I thought that will be the hottest questions about the issuance of ID card overseas, outside the boundary of the country, because it's an issue. People are complaining, people are talking about it, right? And in fact, I think there is a planned demonstration on the issue of ID card outside, and I don't know the reason why are complaining. People are saying it is against the law. I think we had a discussion with even the planned demonstrators and brought them because they said illegal based on law XYZ. We showed them the law. The law is silent about it. And you need to understand the state has a duty to all its citizens wherever you are. Are we not issuing passport outside this country? Passport is a national document. ID card is a national document. If we think Gambians are somewhere and they need documentation and they can reach the Gambia, it's our obligation to make sure if we can and go there and then issue those documents. In fact, they will go through the right procedures. Enrollment. When we are satisfied that they are Gambians, documents will be sent to the Gambia and we verify and vet. Approval given and printed and sent. If you are a Gambian, if you are an American citizen today, you lost your passport here, you go to American embassy and they will do the needful. And they will send the document to America. And then they will print your passport and send it. So what is the problem? They cannot go any single law. But in fact, people will just link things to politics. It doesn't make sense. Can you bring a plane full of people to come and register? You give them ID card, they come and register to get the voter's card. You don't need an ID card for a voter's card. You need a birth certificate to have a voter's card. You need the attestation of an alcalde to get the voter's card. So why do you have to pay money to get something that you can have free? So we can issue ID card or passport or any government document wherever Gambians are.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Interior, for that clarification. This is expansion and improvement. Thank you.
In fact, what they are trying to remind me is, in fact, when we went to Togo and Congo, we have 10 rejections, 10 applications that were rejected. And then 3 or 4 were sent to Banjul for the verification. So you don't just give people ID card like that. So this is a national document, and we know the importance of this document.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Honorable Minister. On behalf of the Honorable Minister of Information, I wish to sincerely thank you, Honorable Minister of Interior, the IGP, DG Immigration, PS, and the DG Delegate, and the Honorable Ministers here, the diplomats, Security Service, ladies and gentlemen. It's wonderful to be here today, and then please have a good night. Thank you very much.